I've been down to pat the cat for 5 seconds, and then something raced across the sky, and I didn't even get to see it. Oh well. Doesn't that look low to you? Seems like it's not very high up. It just keeps coming. Just keeps sliding out of the west, I guess. It's like someone's pushing a pencil through my yard here. Usually they drift by sideways, but it's going endways. It's the only one. That's probably a corporate jet. Those are hard to hear. And they scoot right by real quick. So that trail is going to be there for a while. Just keeps booking through this way. And keeps getting bigger. I watched the president's speech the other night, and he laid out his 4-point plan, whatever. It doesn't seem like anything more than what we're already doing now. So I think he's just saying he's pointing at what he's gonna do as if it's gonna be something new. And so this is the starting point of this campaign, which is really the same thing that's been going on. But I think this is just a stage. They do it in little bits, you know. They could just go right in, but what they normally do is they do some intermediary stage, and then they have some politician stand up and say, "This isn't working, and you suck," and whatever. And then people start to glom onto that, and then we do the real thing, which is go in, boots on the ground, or whatever the real thing is. It's something more significant than what this is. This is nothing. He laid out his 4-point plan, which is just what's already happening now. It's kind of stupid. So that's what you'll see in Iraq/Syria. I think this is more of trying to get at Syria, but I don't know. This is just the intermediary stage, and then what'll happen, somebody will start yelling, like Ted Cruz or somebody stupid like that. Or anybody, it could be McCain. They're going to say this isn't working, and then you wait a couple weeks, and then there'll be a false flag, and then everybody will say, well, yeah, obviously it wasn't working, and let's go right in and kick some, kick some Muslim butt or whatever they want to do. It's all in stages. It's all pre-planned. None of that over there is organic, and it's just we're reacting to it. We create it, and then we pretend to react to it. That's what's happening. So, give it a couple of weeks, maybe a month. These people got time. They got time. They don't care. They're not impatient like me. I want them to get on with their stupid campaign so I can call bullshit. But they got time. They'll drag their feet. You and I we could die in the meantime. They don't give a shit. They got long-term plans. They could die. You know, they've been doing this for a couple thousand years. It's not a big deal. So give a couple weeks or a month, and then someone will say, "Oh, this isn't working. You need to do something real. You're a pussy, Obama." And he'll say, "No, I'm not a pussy," and then there'll be a false flag, and then he'll do something. And that'll be the way it works. And then I don't know, I assume at some point there's going to be a tangle between us and Russia over Syria in some way. I can't see this going on forever, this supposed tension between the two, and then there'd be nothing come of it. So something's gonna come of that. Oh, this thing's getting big, huh? Alright. So enjoy the false flag, it'll be coming. There's a little break right there. I can still see a little bit of, I feel like it's blurry, still stuff in there. Just keeps coming. So the Ebola thing, they got that going on too. I don't know if they plan to do everything that they set up, but they get the Ebola thing in the works if they want to use it. I think they're just putting seeds in our mind with all these little reports that they put out. Like, I wondered why they would bring those doctors that were infected. Why would they bring them here? Which I don't care, you know, but it doesn't make any, like, literally doesn't make sense. I'm not worried about Ebola. I'm sure that they can control it if they want to. So they bring these doctors over here. I'm sure that they can keep it contained if they want to. So that's not what I'm worried about. Like, don't bring them over here. It just doesn't add up. It's a crazy big bad disease, and you're gonna take, I wouldn't take any chances. Why would they even bother? But I think the reason they would bother is to put it in our minds that it's here in this country. Like before, it was just in Africa, and we knew that. We're all like, "Ah, it's just in Africa. What are you gonna do? Whatever." But now we literally know that it's here. It's planted in our mind, in the back of our mind, that Ebola is in this country right now, and we know it. You know, we don't think about it, but it got put in there. So it's in there in the back of your head. So when there's an outbreak, it doesn't have to even be Ebola. You'll think, well, it could be Ebola. Or when there is an outbreak of Ebola, you'll think, oh, well, that makes sense because, well, it was in this country. They did bring it over, so now it's a possibility, where before it wasn't a possibility. It wouldn't have made sense if we just had an outbreak of Ebola. Spontaneously an outbreak of Ebola. What? So, things have to make sense to the population before they get done to you. I believe that's why they do that. And now they're telling us that, well, there's up to, they brought in a couple other people, so that's 4 total, and now they're telling us in the media that an airline vice president is saying, no, they're bringing more people in all the time, but they're not telling me. Okay, that's a report, but I don't know if that's real. You know, now they're just telling us stuff. More seeds in your mind. Doesn't have to be real. Okay? So when there's an outbreak, it will add up in your mind to make sense. And then the air marshal there got stabbed with a needle that they didn't know what was in it. That didn't necessarily even have to happen. I don't know if that happens. Or, you know, maybe that happens all the time and they don't report it, but they report it now because it's a seed in your mind. Linking ISIS and Ebola. They could stab somebody with a needle, inject them while they're sleeping or whatever. I don't know what they do. Just putting it in your mind, possibilities in your mind. You know? So that when it happens, if they choose to make it happen, it will make sense to you. But in my opinion, it will have been their doing. I don't think, I said this before, I don't think there's a big Muslim threat, organized, you know, organic. They mean to do this from the beginning and stuff like that. This is all orchestrated, in my opinion, by the CIA, Illuminati, whatever is controlling our government. And our media. Don't forget, you can't just do it with just the government. You need the media too. So it's all orchestrated, in my opinion. So when it happens, most people will go, oh yeah, well, yeah, it makes sense. And to me it makes sense not because of the seeds they planted, but because I know that they're scheming little pieces of shit, and it makes sense to me that they would do this crappy sort of stuff to a sleepy population. Because they're twisted. I guess that's the end of the trail. Alright, so get ready for those. Good day.
And that's why we must remain vigilant as threats emerge. The greatest threats come from the Middle East and North Africa.
Operation Vigilant Golfer.
And one of those groups is ISIL.